What? What? Let me get my smokes. How y'all doing? I littered. I littered in the River Murray. Yeah, most people, they wouldn't care about that, but I do. I had, at least it was a paper bag. I had a paper bag with some rubbish in it under a rock, but somehow it got free. It didn't get free. Pelicans or something attacked it, and it's gone floating down the river. Got up this morning, and it's nowhere, and there's no rubbish. So obviously, a pelican or something, that would have been a pelican, pulled the handle, you know, the little wooden handle, obviously pulled the handle from under the rock, um, or was sticking its big beak in the bag, and the handle came from under the rock, because the whole bag's gone, and it hasn't flown anywhere around here, so it's obviously gone down the river. Damn it, I don't like littering. Litterbug. No, jitterbug. I don't like it. I even pick up my cigarette butts. Like, when we're ready to go, I walk around picking up cigarette butts from when I sit still like this. And I just put my cigarette out in front of me. I usually make little piles here and there. But if I'm standing up, I'll always go to the fire pit. So, day 3. Day 3. Hayden's a little pussy when it comes to... He's a good protector. I'll tell you a little story on what happened. But he's a little pussy when it comes to going to the toilet. Hi, Strawberry. Every morning he drives to town to go to the toilet. His morning crap, I guess. Obviously he's a male. He doesn't care about peeing. Me, I have my little trowel, my little shovel, dig a hole. I have a toilet kit, which consists of toilet paper, nappy wipes, hand sanitizer, and a little shovel. You dig a hole, you go somewhere discreet, you dig a hole, do your business, wipe yourself, you can nappy wipe yourself just in case. You wipe your hands. I like to wipe my hands before I hand sanitize them. And usually you're not right by the river, and you want to wipe your hands and sanitize them before you put everything back together and do the Ziploc bag up. I use an A4 size Ziploc bag, so it fits a little trail in there. But it is a folding trail. I had a little mishap with it this morning actually. While I was digging a hole, I scratched myself. But Hayden, no, won't do it. Won't do it. But anyway, last night I slept in Hayden's tent with him because I'd be fucked if I was going to sleep in that little one-man tent after what happened yesterday. Little did we know there's a bike trail right along here, and you know this nice, like when Hayden went into town yesterday morning. This is where the two stories come together. When he went into town yesterday morning, a nice guy rode past, you know, a proper cyclist with, you know, the white gloves and the helmet and glass, you know, the slanted glasses. He's just like this, and I'm just like, how you going? Um, and then this other guy went past, but he had a druggy shirt on, or the flannel, you know. Now I didn't think anything of it at first because, you know, each to their own. I got plenty of friends that dress like druggos. He had, I'll just tell anyone in case they do camp around Cataract Cove, females. This guy he was thinnish, around Vinny's age, 55, either short, blondish hair or no hair at all. I couldn't tell you. And a goatee, um, riding a blue bike. Um, no helmet, blue jeans on. He rode past normally, and then he stopped in my view just here. Let me show you. There's a bike trail here. He stopped right here in my view, and he does a piss, right? I'm like, okay, you know, we're surrounded by. This is how far out in the Bronx we are. The connection doesn't like it over there. Anyway, the bike trail comes here. Where's the car? The car's there. The bike trail comes along here. We didn't know there was a bike trail. Don't know how much I heard, but in a nutshell, a guy rode past on a push bike, a proper rider, and said hi. That was great. And then another bike rider come past, but he was in a druggy shirt, flannel with red and black striped shirt, short blondish hair or no hair at all, about 55, with a goatee, with jeans on, and he said hi. So I said hi back. And then where I was sitting, he stopped and done a pee right there. I mean, this place is so far out in the Bronx, you don't even get phone reception. Very good. And he pisses right there in my view. And then he slowly rides back past again and says, are you alone, to me? And this is while Hayden had driven into town. Um, and, oh, trust my smart ass response, which I was freaked out, but I still got a smart mouth. I said, no, I'm not, but you are. I tried to make him feel like the vulnerable one. I said, no, I'm not, but you are. And then Hayden got back about 5 minutes later, and um, I ran over to him and told him what happened. And he's like, I nearly fucking knocked someone off their bike. He goes, get in the car. And I hopped in the car and he took off like a bat out of hell after this bloke. And we got up to the dirt road part, like the flat dirt road. He goes, is that him? And I said, no, it's not. He's wearing a blue t-shirt with long hair. And he's like, he goes, well, that's the only biker I saw. I said, oh, great. That means he's still in here somewhere. So he's obviously staying here somewhere, either by law or illegally. He might be in amongst the trees camping. But we drove fast to catch up with the biker he saw. And there's no way this bloke would have got out of here by the time we got to the dirt road. So he's in here somewhere. And then another biker, two bikers, a lady and a man, went down the trail here. And I heard the bikes and I jumped out of my skin and turned around, and she just waved and I waved nervously. Um, and it sort of ruined half the trip because I've been on edge ever since. Like, I keep looking around thinking, I'm like, is that a red flannel t-shirt? Like, I'm just seeing red everywhere. Like, I think I'm seeing red, but it's just like a dark tree or something, because we have red gum out here, and sometimes they have sap and it's quite dark and it looks red maroon color. But yeah, last night Hayden made me bring my mattress into his tent. He's like, you're not staying in your one man tent. You get in the big tent, because his tent's like a 4 to 6 person tent. But I must snore loud because I woke up and he's not in the tent. Guess where he is? Hayden's asleep in the car. He hasn't even got up yet. He's fast asleep in the car. Yeah, we'll sneak up on him. I'll show you. We'll sneak up on him. Dun, 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 dun. I've been up for hours. He's still asleep. It's like flipping, I don't know, 11 o'clock or something. That's why me and Vinny don't sleep in the same bed. Because, number one, I kick and punch in my sleep. I use a sleep apnea machine most nights, which is loud, as well as on top of all that, I snore like a man. So, I don't know how long he lasted in the tent, but I didn't hear him leave. That's fucked up. What sort of creepy cunt says that? A creepy cunt? He wanted a bit. Yes, seems that way, eh? What sort of creepy cunt says that to a woman on a camping trip? What sort of dirty, what does he do? Go around to all the campsites that where he can just see a woman, like, every day? Are you alone? Like, what the hell? He's lucky Hayden didn't find him. Hayden was ready to bloody cut him a new asshole. Hayden's very protective of his mama bear. Very protective. Fucking weirdo, yeah. Hi, is it Gage or Cage? Sorry, the sun's pretty bright. Gage. Fucking weirdo. So I've been jumpy at every fucking biker that's gone, every push biker that's gone past on the trail. I'm like, fuck, you know. And this morning there's been a couple, and especially if they're wearing red sort of color. You know what I mean? Like every time I hear a push bike, I start panicking. Well, he wouldn't have thought that I was alone with. He wouldn't have thought it was two females in, would he? He would have thought it was a female with a bloke. Imagine if the same guy Hayden nearly knocked off his bike. Imagine if it was the same bloke. Man, he would have got a hiding. No 55-year-old is going to have much of a chance with a 6'5" fucking 25-year-old that's mental. Like Hayden gets psychotic when he gets angry. He goes full mental. He'll stab you with anything he's got. And unfortunate for the bloke, Hayden had it throwing tomahawk in his hand. It's lucky it was the wrong bloke. You know, even though the guy was weird, even if it was the bloke, I would still hesitate to say it's the bloke, just because Hayden could accidentally kill him. Just for Hayden's sake, not the guy's sake, for Hayden's sake. I'd be like, no, that's not him. Let's go back. But because that was it was only the frickin' second morning. Well, we weren't here in the morning, we got here in the afternoon. But it was only the morning of the second day. So I hope that cunt hasn't been watching us ever since. I hope if he did come back in looking in the bushes, that he saw Hayden and didn't bother and just didn't come back. Fucking weirdo cunts. I feel sorry for women that do want to get out by themselves, you know? You know, there'd be plenty of times women campers have come out by themselves that just want to get away. Cunts like that around. Unbelievable. You know what I mean? I just happened to be one of the lucky ones that had a young, strong, tall bloke on their way back, or I would have been fucked. Well, I would have given it a good shot. Maybe I would have been alright. Who knows, mate? It might have been alright. I mean, if I would have been by myself, I would have taken him on. No, and then what, you think I'm just going to sit here and take someone's crap? Some dirty bastard. He's bullshit. No way, mate. I would have started swinging. A frickin' axe. He's Becca Man. Pretty sure not, but I've never seen her genitals, so can't say for sure. I'm pretty sure she's a woman. just one of those that have excess hair. Sounds like a woman, walks like a woman. If you could call them tits, she has tits. I'm pretty sure she's a woman. She's just a fucking really hairy one. My guess is yes, but I haven't seen her vagina and I don't want to see it. Isn't it beautiful? Just the bush or the forest. The only thing I'm worried about with America is bears, but if there was no such thing as bears and cougars or whatever, um, I'd love to go out in America because their scenery is so much nicer than ours. Australia, the trees are so not. They're just all over the place. Everything looks half dead, even in spring, and the way the trees grow, like pine trees grow like pine trees, right? Our trees grow fucking like this, mate, all over the place. They're all spastic. Every tree's different. Like some people might say that's a good thing, but it looks so unorganized and messy. That's the only thing I don't like about Australia. It's so all over the place. There's nothing just grows like a tree. They have to go sideways or 10,000 limbs that come off in all fucking directions. Ghost gums seem to be okay. What does that say? Her hairy face is disturbing. Yeah, it is. Oh, I see an arm in the car. I see movement. I think somebody's awake. Poor cunt. Me snoring. I bet he wouldn't have been, he wouldn't have regret telling me to sleep in his tent, um, because he's, like I said, he protects Mama Bear, but by morning he would have regretted it. maybe he should have, maybe he should have tied a rope to my ankle with a bell on it, like for his fishing rod, because he wakes up to the bells on the fishing rod. Maybe if he, maybe he should have done that. Tied a rope to my big toe with a bell on it. But then every time I moved, yeah, no, I thrash around then. No, no one was going to take his Mama Bear. Nope. He's like, he was moving me in. He grabbed my mattress and he threw it in. He grabbed my blankets, he threw them on my mattress. He's like, you're sleeping right there. I'm like, okay. I'm not going to argue about it. Fucking, I don't want to sleep outside this big tent anyway. That creepy cunt creeping around. That's enough about him. My leg's starting to twitch. I'm fucking starting to freak out. You see, looking around, that's what I've been doing for fucking since yesterday morning. Over 24 hours now, I've been like scoping the place constantly. Yeah. Forgot to use on my battery pack. It's only got a short cord. There's little black bugs flying around me. That's the first for this trip. There's the river. See what I mean with the trees? They're just all over the place. I gotta turn it around. Let me zoom in past the car there. Look at the trees. See how no tree is the same? Would it be just nice? It would be. Look how clear the sky is. Oh, is that an eagle? I can't see it through the. It is. I hear the pew, pew, the noise they make. There's an eagle up there scoping the place out. Somewhere there. But look, there's no tree the same as the last tree. Every tree, it's not like being in America in the pine trees, you know. No tree is the same as the last tree. Like I said, that can be a good thing, but you know, you always get something different to look at. But and like I said, the pelicans across the way there, they must have a little. It's where they live because they've been there the entire time we've been here. The pelican family over there. I'll go closer. So when we've been, oh look, Mr. Pelican just there. Hello, Mr. Pelican. Yeah, they've come over and said hello quite a few times. But there's the family. I can't see very well. The family is there and along there. See them all? Here comes one now. So they've been flying around, swooping. The first night, God, I freaked out, man. I screamed. And then Hayden called out. He goes, "It's a pelican." I went, "Okay." Fucking something was flapping about. Like, and I don't mean wings flapping. I mean feet flapping. Like flappy, like fucking the ring bitch flapping her feet around. It was like I had the ring bitch with her feet flapping around, like wet feet sound, but it was just like Donald Duck, flappy feet, and like the like a knife going up and down my tent, my little tent, like a knife. It was like the ring bitch was out to get me with wet flappy feet with a knife going up and down the flipping thing. Hi, how you going, Kaylee? But yeah, it was like someone was walking around with wet feet with a knife going up and down the tent, but it was just a pelican, and every time he turned around, his beak's longer than what he thinks, and up the tent, and his little flappity feet. Fucking hell, I woke up and screamed. He goes, "Pelican!" So one come over to say g'day and walk around the tents. Yeah, Hayden always comes to the noise of the bells that go on the fishing rod. Maybe we should. But then I thrash around, so he'd be constantly thinking I'm being kidnapped. Yeah, no, there was no negotiating. Yep, he threw my stuff in the tent because his tent's a 4 to 6 man tent, so it's got plenty of room. But yeah, now I wish it didn't happen because it's like if I can't sleep in my own tent, even with someone with me, how am I going to do it by myself? That's it. I need a swig of alcohol. I need a fucking volume. You, give me a sec. I got another one of those $125 bottles of grog. Cheers, big ears. Rare breed. This one's a rare breed wild turkey. Cheers. Valium. Ooh-wee. Oh, fuck that. Yes. I'm strong now, got the hiccups. Oh, my eyes are watering. My Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have anything. I just do YouTube, and if you want to contact me privately, the only thing I have is Google Chat. The Hangouts, Google Chat. My email is Samantha1977Samantha@gmail. If you don't have Google Chat, you can download it within minutes. It's the same thing, Google Chat or Hangouts. You just download it, put in Samantha1970 Samantha1977 Samantha@gmail.com, and I will pop up and say hi. Stop smocking. Schmocking? I'm not schmocking. Ugh. I was schmocking. Look, mate, I've been addicted to schmocking since I was like 11 years old, 12 years old. I can't remember life like properly without a cigarette in my hand. I got vapes as well, nicotine ones. The flavour always tastes better when you smoke them together. Strawberry, watermelon, and apple. Oh no, I got berry blast in this one, and apple. So, yeah, it's been great. Besides a creepy cunt. Poor Hayden. I feel sorry for him. He's trying to protect his mama bear, and the poor cunt ends up sleeping in the car. It's not my fault. I don't know what I'm doing when I'm asleep. And no, Vinny won't mind. Vinny knows my relationship with my boy. Plus, Vinny trusts me anyway. Doesn't matter if I'm laying in a motel bed with a crackhead, or in a tent with my son, or on the side of the road with 20 blokes. It wouldn't matter. He knows I would never cheat on me. Plus, that's just insane. Hayden's got little girlies all around him. Someone has cut into this beautiful tree, and that's just sad. What, did someone dare them, like, to cut the tree down? Who would do such a thing? Look at this. Hang it back. Look how big this tree is. It's humongous, and someone has put an axe to it right in the middle there. What? How long do they think it's going to take to get through this tree? Good luck. Who would put an axe into it? Can't you get some of the kids, man? I started smoking when they told you smoking was cool. It's a bit late now. Smoking's one of the hardest drugs, or if not the hardest drug to give up in the entire world. It's not like I want to smoke. I don't think it's cool. Now that I know the risk, now that I know what it can do to you, it's a bit late now. Like, if they told me this sort of stuff um, in the 80s, in the late 80s, when I was 10, 11, 12, if I knew this stuff in the late 80s, I would never have started smoking. I see young people these days smoking, and I think, what's wrong with your head? I mean, the labels on the cigarettes, the adverts on TV, you know it's going to kill you. What is so cool about it? Like, back when I started smoking in the 80s, when, it's not uncommon to watch a movie that's 30 years old, 25, 30 years old, like, from the year 2000, or, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? So, in 87, it wasn't um, unusual to watch a movie from 1947, and in the 50s and in the 60s, that were only, 10, 20, 30, 40 years old. And everyone's got a smoke in their mouth. Um, I started smoking when it was cool, and there was no health signs, no adverts. The cigarettes were out for everyone to see. They'd even advertise it where you'd buy smokes. It'd say, buy Long Beach, and they'd have a chick running along a Long Beach with a dog, all fit, you know. Um, I was fully addicted. By the time, by the time they started putting labels, which is what, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, like, I'd already been smoking for, well, I'm 48 this year, so I started smoking I've been smoking since 1988, 98, 2008, 2008, heading towards 40 years I've been smoking. In 3 years, in 2.5 years, I'll be smoking for 40 years. It's understandable for someone like me to be addicted, but when you see teens and people in their 20s smoking these days, you wonder what's wrong with them. Because I'm telling you now, if there were these warning signs on the packets, like this, that say what would it be like to get throat cancer with some dude with his throat all stitched up, all fucked up. There's no way I would pick up a packet of cigarettes and start smoking it. That's terrible. So, yeah, teens these days, and you see them with their fancy little cigarette things, like, they open up their cigarette case and they've got their cigarettes in the cigarette case. I mean, that's not even stopping people. I mean, look at this. Even the actual cigarettes, poison in every puff. So they can't even get away from it putting their cigarettes in a cigarette case. Even every cigarette has it written on it twice. Poison in every puff. Like, no fucking way would I be smoking cigarettes. I used to smoke Benson and Hedges, beautiful gold packet, no warning signs. Watching movies that were 20, 30 years old, which is not uncommon. Like I said, it's like people watching movies from the year 2000 or The Matrix, which is already 30 years old. Um, so, when I was a kid, I was watching movies from the 40s, 50s, and 60s where they've got, the ladies have got that long thing with the cigarette at the end. It was cool thing to do. There was no risks. There was no, and back when I was young, you could buy cigarettes at 16 years old. Actually, just before I turned 16, they changed it to 18. But when I was young, you could buy cigarettes at 16 years old. Like you could smoke before you could drink. Like it was so harmless back then. And people say now, stop smoking. It's like it's a bit late now. I don't know life without a cigarette in my hand. I got a picture of my 13th birthday holding my cake up, and I got a cigarette in my hand on my 13th birthday. My mother used to buy me my smokes because she is from the fucking 50s. She didn't see anything wrong with buying me smokes. It's only a few years from when I could buy myself. She bought it. She didn't know the law was going to change from 16 to 18. So when I was 12, 11, 12, 13, she bought me my smokes for me. My own mother bought me cigarettes. So it was no big deal. But yeah, I can see the problem. But it's a bit late for us smokers that have been smoking most of our lives. And back when I was young, like I remember buying a pack of 20s for $2.95. $2.95 for a pack of 20s. Now a pack of 20s are more like $50. You're paying over $2 a cigarette now. That's where you can get smokes for just under $2 a cigarette, but they're shit. I started vaping to try to stop myself from smoking cigarettes, but that just made it worse. I just vape in between the cigarettes now. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, I'd love to give up smoking. It just seems inevitable that I'm going to smoke till it kills me. smoking, heading on 40 years. And you don't know your life without a cigarette in your hand, even as a child, as a tween, in between, as in 10, when you hit double digits, 10, 11, 12. If you don't know your life without a cigarette in your hand, it's pretty rough. You know what I was watching last night? She needs to stop ranting and go over shave. Me? I don't shave. At least you don't have a beard. I'm shocked at how thick her beard is. At least she is. At first I thought she was bruising, but it's stubble, thick black stubble. She needs to stop ranting and go have a shave. Have a shave back. For Christ's sakes. Yeah, I was assuming you were talking about her. I have alopecia. I don't shave anything. Never have. I could wear a G-string and you wouldn't see any hair. I don't even have butt hair. I don't even have bum fluff. I have a tiny bit of blonde hair at the front. That's about it. And it's not even curly like pubes. It's just have a little bit of straight hair at the front. I'm hairless as you can get. I have patches of bald spots on top of my head, like around my head. There's 5 bald patches. I'm lucky I got hair on my head, and a tiny, tiny bit of blonde stuff at the front in the pubic area. But yeah, I could wear the most revealing G-string and you wouldn't see any hair. No leg hair, no arm hair. Never waxed or shaved in my life. No hair. Man, that Valium and the grog's kicking in. This is fucking awesome. I'm so relaxed. See, now I don't care about the creepy guy in the flannel fucking red and black shirt. Candy, my daughter rang earlier. Um, my daughter is 18 tomorrow. She wants to go shopping for a trampoline, even though she's got shitloads of birthday presents already. She wants a trampoline and to go out for dinner. So yeah, I told her I'd see her tonight, just after dark. We'll leave here just on dark, and then I got to take Hayden home from Berry to Barmer. We're at Site 6. If anyone wants a good camping ground at Cataract Cove, I suggest Site 6 because let's say hello to the boat. I've been saying hi to boat people too, because that's where the pelicans are, Site 6, and it's really good ground. Did you see them? Did you see them wave? You see them wave, and then you see their waves. Everyone waves at each other around here, either bikes or um, people going past. I like looking at the ripples that come in. That bit of trash was here when we got here. I've got to remember to take that. I pick up other people's trash as well. Hayden's got this pole to put his lines in, but another good thing about Site 6, it's got these logs here which are great to put your handrails and rods on. There's no snags. You've got like a family of pelicans that live across to look at. It's a beautiful spot. Look at all that rubbish just scattered. Well, it's not rubbish. I mean, that's the fire starting equipment. That, that's some Pringles that are still good. That's got water in it. Rinse our hands. There's my hand drill stuff. That's it. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Just heaps of stuff. Hand towels for whatever. As long as you pick up your crap, it doesn't matter how much crap you leave around, as long as you take it with you. I am quite messy when it comes to campsites because I like to enjoy myself. So why be neat when why be neat about things if you're here to relax? Just make sure you take your crap when you leave. You leave no trace. And if anyone else has left garbage, take that as well. There was a couple of cans left and that rubbish that I just showed you. And a few things of toilet paper around here I noticed. I put my gloves on and picked that up. Obviously some girl used behind this tree to pee. I use a little crevice down there. Um, there's a dip in the crevice. What I do is I'll leave a little, when I go do a number two, I stick a stick in the ground so I know where I've gone to the toilet. I'll show you where I've been going to the toilet. So I just followed this down. We've been using that. Um, I just followed this down, but we've been using that for kindling to start the fires. And I've just been following this little track here. I was going to use that big gum tree there to go number two behind, but I noticed this here, this little dip. So yeah, it's not far from camp at all. So I go down there. So people on the water can't see me. People from the bike track here can't see me. I go down in there and do wheeze and poos. And as you can you see toilet paper everywhere? Can you see? I leave no trace when I go to the toilet. Actually, right there you can see one of the holes right there. But I always cover it up. And with the nappy wipe I take with me because they take a long time to break down. You see the bike trail? Bike trail is here. It goes along there, disappears up there. That's the bike trail. So yeah, I was going to go behind that tree, but I noticed this little divot in the ground that goes right down. So I've been using that there for the toilet. What a beautiful log to sit on to just admire the river. See here? Beautiful, hey? Sit on this log. It's got nice padding for your feet. You sit on this log and can even come down here to the end. If you climb up here and walk along, you can sit there and admire the beauty. So beautiful. I love the country, even though the trees are spastic. Gotta love them, eh? This one's been eaten out by wild ants. These little crevice there where I went to the toilet. A toilet hole. Yeah. It's beautiful little native flowers everywhere too. Gorgeous little flowers everywhere. It's good this time of year, you don't have to look at the ground so much because the snakes are hibernating. But they'll soon be coming out, spring soon. That's when you got to make sure if you do set up your campsite. Here's a little tip. In Australia, if you're trying to bushwhack and sleep under a tarp, don't set up your sleeping bag and that until you're almost ready to go to sleep, because that's not a good idea. Because you don't want to go to sleep and find that there's a snake in your bed. So leave everything rolled up. You can put your tarp up on that if you're using a tarp, but don't ever unroll your swag and get that ready for night, because you'll find all sorts, scorpions, all sorts in your bed. Not a good idea. Yeah, the campsite's a mess, yeah. But so what? It's not windy, nothing's going anywhere. Why not? Why wouldn't I leave my trash everywhere? When we leave, just before we leave, I'll do a video and I'll upload it, and you'll see what it looks like when we leave. There's not a trace that we've been here, besides the fire pit, which is already here. I come out to enjoy myself, not to keep things clean. As long as it's not there. If the wind starts blowing, I'll run around with a bag picking things up. But the wind is, I looked at the weather, there's no wind today. So it doesn't matter if there's packs of sausages or empty drink bottles on the ground. They'll stay there. They'll stay there till I pick them up. And I will show you the campsite before I leave. I do not burn plastic in the fire pit. It's not good too. Number one, the fumes. Number two, if anyone else wants to cook in the fire like we did, um, it's not good to have plastic in there. Um, I'll show you my rubbish bag when we leave, and I'll show you the campsite when we leave. I come out to enjoy myself, not worry about what the campsite looks like. Morning, Sky. Hello, sweet pea. The names I give you, Sky. Sweet pea this morning. Sky, do you think there's any problem in, as long as you know the forecast, there's no wind at all? Do you think there's a problem having your campsite a mess so you can enjoy yourself as long as when you leave no trace? Do you see that as a problem? Because I'm here to enjoy myself. I don't care if there's bottles that are empty or packets of sausages that are empty just sitting around. As long as they're not there when I leave, I don't see how there's a problem. No, exactly. I'm here to enjoy myself, not keep the campsite tidy while I'm here. As long as it's tidy, with no trace that anyone's been here when I leave, I couldn't give a rat's ass what it looks like while I'm here. And this is the third day, remember? It's not like we just got here. This is 3 days worth of rubbish, and all there is two empty things of sausages and two drink bottles. The rest of it's packed up because we don't want paper flying around. But that stuff's too heavy. Yeah, I know she's just being a Karen. I even pick up cigarette butts because I want to leave no trace. But I will have a video just for Karen there, Teresa, and people like Teresa. I'll show you what the campsite looks like when I leave. Um, when we leave, I should say. And I do not leave plastic or tins in the fire. Um, Plastic is no good to burn, the fumes from it, and also the next people that come here, I'm sure they don't want coals with plastic on them to cook their sausages or chops or whatever they cook. You've been pretty cool. Um, I'm going to reward you for being a nice person to me, goddess. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, does everyone remember what Dan Guy said? He said, stop YouTubing and stop putting people down and stop doing this and that. And why don't you get back to your bushcraft stuff that you're good at? You know, just go live when you do camping and that. Does everyone remember Dan saying that? I think everyone but Dan remembers. So what do? I don't go live hardly ever unless I'm camping. But still, it's not good enough for him. I mean, yesterday he told me to walk into this big tree, um, and he was putting down every single thing I was doing while camping. And that's exactly what he told me to do. He asked me to admit that I broke his windows and apologize for it, and I did. And then he told me, but I'm still being a smartass and get back to my bushcrafting instead. And I did get back to my bushcraft. This is not for him, but I did get back to my camping and travels like that instead. But it's still not good enough. He's still live streaming all my videos, putting me down. Nothing's good for anyone. Nothing's good enough. Yeah, that's right. How are you today, Sky? And Goddess, how are you doing today? I will be packing up soon, actually. I like to pack things up and then sit around and relax more. Pack my bags, pick up the crap. Oh, and by the way, just remember that they've got my rego for my car, and I paid to stay here. Um, so if there was any problem after I left, I would get either a phone call, a warning, or a fine. And guess what? I've never gotten anything. So it goes to show that I leave the campsites very well maintained. The weather's wild there, as in it's beautiful and no wind and sunny today. It's not hot, it's not cold, there's no wind. It's beautiful here today. It has been the whole weekend. The night we got here, there was like spitting for a little while, not long. Hayden must be tired. I must have kept him up all night because it's nearly 12:30 and he's still asleep. It's 21 past 12. It's 1221 and he's still asleep. And like he normally up at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I must have been snoring my head off, keeping him awake all night. Well, it's not my fault and it's not his fault. It's that creepy cunt that went past. Did you hear what I said earlier, Sky, about that creepy cunt that went past on a push bike? That I ended up packing up my tent early in the day yesterday and sleeping in Hayden's tent with him. It's okay. He's got a 4 to 6 man tent, so there's plenty of room. Hayden refused to allow me to. He needed me next to him. Well, in the same tent. Did you hear what I said earlier? What happened with the bike rider? Because there's a bike trail right here that goes past. That's the only reason why we're not going to book this site next time, because we didn't realise there's a bike trail that they can see us and everything we're doing. How you doing, Goddess? How's life? Did you hear that before, Sky? What I said? Unfucking believable, some people. How dare they do that to people and scare them while they're trying to relax on a camping trip? It's been really beautiful weather. Even at night, the fireplace was like warm. Didn't need to stand right next to it to warm up. It was really comfortable. I love camping. I love being out in nature. Um, Next time we go out camping, Hayden's gonna drop me off at the entrance, and I'm gonna hike in, um, like a couple of k, with all my stuff on my back. Because I've just ordered a ultralight backpack that costs like $600 just for the backpack. Jesus, and that's cheap with ultralight gear. I think it was 600. I can't remember which one I bought. Did you hear what I said earlier, Sky, about the creepy guy that went past, exposing himself in front of me, pretty much, and then asking me if I'm alone? while Hayden wasn't here. Listen. You hear the kookaburras laughing at me? Bastards, don't laugh at me. Kookaburras are laughing at me and pelicans are staring at me. That's alright, I don't mind. So relaxing sitting here, especially with nearly 60% proof alcohol. I just had one sip. Hayden's drunk most of that bottle. Fucking alcohol. I brought this with us. But because it's nearly 60 proof, it's like 2 bottles of cheaper wine, you know, it's 2 bottles of 30%. So we've been mixing them half of what we normally would put in a cup. So because it's double the strength. I had 2 cups the first night and 2 cups the second night, and that's it. So today's the first time I've actually swug out of it. Might have one more sweet. Woo-wee! That is strong. Oh, sweet home Alabama. Give me the hiccups every time. Whew. I might become a widow, mate. I hope I don't become a widow. Look what I'm underneath. Massive branches that could just put me head. Man, I must have really kept him awake all night, man. He's still asleep. I remember coming out for a pee at like 5:30 in the morning when it was just getting daylight and he was asleep in the car then. I bet he laid awake all night until the sun broke about 5 o'clock, and then thought it was safe enough to leave me in the tent by myself. Uh, I brought so many munchies with me this time. I'm, talk- I'm talking bags of Maltese, bags of caramel koalas, chocolate caramel koalas, um, uh, gourmet uh, garlic and herb sausages, big fat, like this fat, big pile of Twiggy sticks, which is like Metwurst, if you want to say, or whatever. Expensive $15 freeze dries hiking meals, which is like, uh, chicken Mika Mizaki or whatever, honey soy chicken meals, roasted beef meals. I bought Maltesers, um, Pringles, heaps of water, Coke, expensive alcohol. Paid for 3 nights, lemonade, barbecue sauce, tomato sauce, mustard. I brought no bread this time. I brought like expensive hot dog buns, and they're already cut open for you, like the expensive ones. Like we've been having feasts. Yeah. Cheese, like we've been melting cheese on expensive hot dog buns, not cheap ones, and then putting garlic and herb sausages on them with mustard sauce and barbecue sauce. I got expensive spaghetti, the ones that only come in the medium sized can, um, extra cheesy. What you do, a trick if you don't know about it, get your knee and bend the can so the can's got like a big dent in it, and chuck it straight in the fire without it open. When that dent pops out, your spaghetti or baked beans or whatever you got in the can, doesn't matter if you got a beef stew in there. Once the dent pops out, it's bubbling and it's beautiful and hot inside. So these people that open their cans and put them on the coals and slowly heat them, um, that's not the way to do it with cans. You dent it with your knee or you dent it on a branch, whatever, and chuck it straight in the fire and just wait for it to go pop, and then it pops out, and there's zero chance of it blowing up, zero chance. And when that dent is popped out or nearly popped out, I don't think it fully pops out, but it'll pop out. As long as you got gloves, crack that sucker open, and it's steaming and bubbling, and it's beautiful. Hayden had the expensive buns with like two slices of cheese in them, and he put his garlic herb sausage on it, with some barbecue sauce, and then he poured the extra cheesy hot spaghetti on top. Do you want to know what Hayden ate last night? I had one of those. It's only a small freeze dried meals. It was a small one, not a large. I had a freeze dried meal and one hot dog. Hayden had 7 hot dogs and a can of spaghetti. That's how much this bastard eats. 7 hot dogs. Like, there's only out of the 10 pack of sausages. Like, I uploaded a video. There's only 2 sausages over there. Fucking 7 sausages, a whole can of spaghetti. Um, and I just ate one. I didn't even eat all the bread. I just had one hot dog with half the bread roll, and a small freeze dried meal. And that was me starving at the end of the day. 7 hot dogs. I couldn't do it. Like you get hot dog rolls in a pack of 8. There's only one hot dog roll left. So 7 hot dog rolls, 7 hot dogs, 7 hot dog rolls, 7 sausages, and a whole can of baked beans. Fuck, he's an animal. Talk to me, people. There's 10 people, 12, 10 people here. Talk to me. Can't believe the baby's still asleep. I got 2 packets of barbecue Pringles, because I know he likes barbecue sauce, and 2 packs of Pringles with sour cream and onion. And I brought things that he wouldn't eat, like he doesn't eat fruit or veggies. The only veggie he eats is onion. But I brought porridge with like blueberry porridge, whatever porridge. You just heat it up, or you can have it cold with milk, which I didn't bring milk. I brought trail mix bars. They're muesli bars, but they're trail mix muesli bars. I haven't touched any of them because I was trying to eat the cheese and the Twiggy sticks and all that and get rid of all them. And then last night, right, seriously, and they were cold and hard because I heard him chewing. The caramello koalas, they come in a pack of 12. So you got to individually open each caramello koala, the chocolate ones. Um, he ate the whole 12. He was munching out on caramello koalas. So after he ate 7 hot dogs and a can of baked beans, a can of spaghetti, he ate 12 caramel chocolate koalas and Pringles. Fuck, he can eat, man. I've always got to make sure I've got a lot of food for him. And then after he gets stoned, he eats more. That's why I got it. It's twiggy sticks, like that fat. Like twiggy sticks are only that big and that long. So I got a pole this big. Got to feed my boy, you know what I mean? Well, the power is down to 9%, so I'm gonna have to go. But it's been great talking to you. And I'll see you next time, eh? Next time on camping. I might go live in between if I buy some stuff. I bought a backpack um, for camping, but it's not an ultralight one, so that's why I got the really expensive one coming. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure if I can show you it or not. So I might be putting it on my other channel. We'll say hi to another boat person and then I'll get going. Oh, they got the beats going. Awesome. Oh, they got someone out on someone skiing. Can you hear the beats? Oh, two skiers. Nice. Got the beats going with the skiers. Sweet. Got some more ripples coming in. Nice. I'm going to start charging I'm going to use the solar panel charger that I've got here. $250 solar panel charger. I say the price of this one because this dark energy one is supposed to be really good. So, alrighty guys, I'll see you soon. Bye y'all. Peace in the Middle East.